If you want to feel more confident when it comes to your finances, our next guest has got you covered. After saving $100,000 at just 25 years old,
wow.
She quit her corporate job, launched a company to give women resources to better their money. And she is sharing it all for all of us in her book, Financial Feminist.
We're so glad she did because she's helping everybody out. And joining us now is the New York Times best-selling author, founder, and CEO of her first 100K, Tori Dunlap, everybody. Woo! Good to see you, my friend. You got a lot of fans in here, and that's because you're smart, super smart, especially when it comes to money. So speaking of money, you want to change the way that we view money. Talk about finance fallacy. What is that?
Yeah, there's this misconception that money is just about your own choices, right? It's just about you making the right decisions. But really, that's about 20% of the equation. When it comes to personal finance, 20% is your personal choices, and 80% is racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia, $1 trillion student debt crisis, stagnating minimum wages, right? All of the rest of it.
So I feel exhausted.
I know, right? So I just think that we need to give ourselves grace when it comes to money, and my book and my work are really focused on that, which is like, how do we control the things we can control and then work to change everything else?
There's just all of these things that sort of, though, exist around money. Like, we were all told as kids, like, don't talk about money, that's not very nice.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the narratives I discuss in my book, which is like talking about money's taboo, and we've all felt this, right? We're statistically more likely to talk about any other uncomfortable topic before we'll talk about money, but we have to talk about money, or else we feel that cycle of shame when it comes to our debt, right? Or we don't know that somebody else is making 20% more, but they started 2 years after us, right? So the talking about money as taboo narrative keeps us underpaid and overworked. Another one of those narratives is, again, if you work hard, you'll be rich, right? And like we discussed before, it's more than that. It's not just about you making the right choice. It's about all of those other factors. And finally, my least favorite one is money can't buy you happiness. I'm sorry, it can.
I was about to say, ask somebody else that can buy me happiness.
It can buy safety and stability and choices. And for women and other marginalized people, like, money means options. And I want the ability to travel and to start a business and to donate to causes I believe in. And so I 100% believe that money can buy happiness.
We want to be smart like you. So give us the top 3 things, especially when it comes to being financially savvy.
Sure. So that first one is identifying what do you truly value and where do you want your money to go. We have an entire chapter on value-based spending. I always tell people you don't need to stop spending money, but you do need to stop spending money on the things you don't care about. So that 3 financial value categories is where you want the majority of your money to go. So for me, it's travel, food out, and plants. I have like 50 plants in my house. I love them.
I was not expecting that.
They're my babies. Yeah, that's where my money goes. So that's the first thing. Second thing, automate everything you possibly can, including your savings. So set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account every time you get paid. Maybe that's a percentage or a dollar amount, but it takes the work out. You're paying yourself first without you having to think about it. And that last one is financial self-care. We have an entire chapter in my book, Financial Feminist, dedicated to what I call the money date. Sitting down, designating a time to look at your money, to check off your goals, and to manage your money in a designated way so that it's not an afterthought when you don't have time anymore to look at it.
Do you think this is something like we all legitimately can do?
I think so. I think it's, you control what you can control. And I'm someone who wants to acknowledge that there's a lot of things out there that unfortunately make you feel anxious and, with all of that shame and fear about money. And I want to bring you to a place of joy and ease and support around money. I think people believe that we're either born with the good with money gene or we're born with the bad with money gene. Money is a skill, just like any other learned skill, right? If I try to learn a language, I'm going to be bad at it for a really long time, but only through practice do I get better. So it's not about being good with math. It's not being, good with money or bad with money. You're learning. It's a learned skill.
You're so right about that. Or you can just create a spreadsheet. Like
stop making fun of me in my spreadsheets.
Has a spreadsheet at home.
Hey, spreadsheets are great.
Out of it.
Oh, totally. If it works for you, that's perfect.
All right, Tori, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And by the way, Tori's book, Financial Feminist, is now available everywhere that books are sold. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you.